the version that you've just laid out, which is very compelling, is not historically accurate. I mean, I was at Google during this window. I know all the meetings that we had with EFF, with community stakeholders. I remember the details of why we had to stop sharing as the IPO was happening. Yes, I agree with you that many of these things have become deeply problematic. But even the story you've told of the emotional contagion story, that's not how that unfolded. And I think this is where I find it frustrating, and I really want to follow you. And I really want to believe in what you're arguing, because I believe in surveillance capitalism, an important thing. But I don't think you are depicting a lot of these moments in time with where they were at that time.
Well, you know, what I have gone to pains to do in this book is to talk about an economic logic. And I've said over and over again, this is not about bad people. This is not about evil people. This is not about evil managers of great corporations. This is something I repeat over and over. The idea here is that an economic logic has been created and institutionalized on which huge market capitalization now rests. This economic logic has imperatives. And you can predict the behavior that will occur in these companies by understanding the economic logic. That doesn't mean that every individual in the organization actually even understands these economic imperatives or what they're doing. But the economic imperatives, once you grasp them, predict the behavior. In the same way, I quote Andy Bosworth's amazing internal memo, which is the perfect description of what I call radical indifference. Connectivity equals economic growth. We connect, we grow. We connect, someone uses our connection to pull off a terrorist plot. That's too bad, but we continue connecting because connection is growth. We connect, some people find each other and fall in love, marry, live happily ever after. That's great. We continue to connect, no matter what we connect. This is the idea of radical indifference. These are economic imperatives. Normal people, these are not, it's not like every bad person went over there to work on surveillance capitalism. This is all people like us, caught up in an economic logic that is unprecedented, that has not been named, that has barely been recognized even by the people who are practicing it. So, you know, that's the thing. This is institutional. This is a logic. This is pervasive now across our economy. It's not just Google. It's not just Facebook, which, by the way, is the second category error, that this is just related to a couple of big companies. This is now the CEO of Ford Motor, who says, we want PEs like Google and Facebook. We want market cap like Google and Facebook. Nobody wants to buy cars anymore on planet Earth. What are we going to do? Oh, I know. Let's sell data. We have 100 million people driving around in 4 cars. Let's get all the data from that. Let's put it together with the data from Ford Credit, where he says, we already know everything about you. Then we're running with the big boys. We're up there. Who wouldn't want to source predictive data from Ford Motor? This is an economic logic, and it's transforming industry after industry. We see it in insurance, we see it in finance, we see it in health, we see it in education. This is not about a planet suddenly gone evil. This is about an economic logic that has no law to stop it, and that is what our work is.